It's live now, so you can start.
Clear, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Can you hear us? I think there is a signal issue.
Yeah, I think so.
You can start now.
Right, sir?
Yes, yes, please.
Hi, good evening, everybody. As you know, I'm Gurmeet, a bachelor practitioner, craniosacral therapist. As well, I'm trying to learn Reiki also nowadays with Meenu ma'am. So today, my topic is the bed of arrows, the cost of not choosing the truth. So the theme is like how even wise, loyal, or loving people suffer when they fail to support truth, and how that silently affects the future generation and our soul. So we are not punished by our mistakes, we are punished by, actually, I want to say, we are not punished for the mistake we do, but we are punished by our mistakes in the form of regret, inner conflict, or inner silent suffering. Like today, we reflect on a deep truth of Mahabharat and how we may repeat the same mistake in our homes or working place and in our own life itself. Bhishma was the wisest, most powerful warrior, a man of wars. Yet, what was the outcome of his life? He upheld his father. He stayed silent when Draupadi was humiliated. He knew that Kauravas were wrong, but he didn't stop them. And how did this journey, his journey ends on the bed of arrows? Each arrow is symbolic of decision not taken, truth not supported, and injustice tolerated silently. His wisdom became irrelevant because it did not lead to the action of dharma, the truth. Are we also doing the same? Let's be honest. In our families, do we stay silent when we see someone being unfair? In the office, do we support the boss out of fear, even when the junior is right? With the friends, do we laugh when someone is mocked, even when our heart says it is wrong? Like Bhishma Pitama, we may think we are being loyal or dutiful. As Bhishma Pitama used to think like he is very dutiful towards his father. That was the reason he took lot of unfair decisions. But if we are not standing for truth, we are silently walking towards our own bed of arrows. Our arrows are invisible. They are in the form of stress, regret, strained relationship, unexplained emotional pain. Sometimes I often think, what are the teaching we are giving to our generation? Let's question ourselves. If Bhishma Pitama had taken a stand, if Dronacharya has stopped the injustice towards Eklavya or Draupadi, the war may never have happened. the Pandavas may not have suffered so much. Likewise, in our homes, if we excuse wrongdoing for just the cost of peace, we plant the seed of injustice. And our children observe truth can wait and power wins. We pass on the burden of moral confusion. I know that truth is not easy, but not choosing it creates generations of wounded hearts and confused minds. Let's discuss some of the real example. Like, it is an example of office. Ravi saw his colleague being blamed unfairly. He knew the truth, but he stayed silent just to save himself, to be in a safer side. What happens later? The same injustice happened to him. His silence came back as his own arrow. Now, the example of family. In the family, a mother supports her aggressive son over her gentle daughter in law. Years later, the family splits. The emotional arrow now bleed into loneliness and guilt. In the same way, the third example I would like to share about the friends or a friend in a circle. In a group, everyone mocks someone looks. It's wrong, but stay quiet. Later, your child becomes victim of bullying. They are some or the other way it comes to our kids. The universe asks, did you support truth when it was easy to ignore? These are all my research example. Okay, I will give one example of myself. It's like in my life where I choose one truth over three. There came a time where I had to make a choice. A situation arose, one where someone close to me, a friend, was being wrong. I saw the truth clearly and I knew I had to make a stand, but standing for that one friend meant against three others. And because I choose truth, they choose to walk away. So I was left with one and lost the three. Rather, I would say I won by one and each of them lost the two friends. But here, what I learned, truth isn't measured by numbers. It doesn't matter if it is 1 against 3 or even 1 against 300. If you stand for what's right, you never truly stand alone. That one friend, she remained because truth is magnetic. The three who left, maybe they taught me loyalty without integrity is not loyalty at all. Today, I still stand with that one and with myself because I will never abandon truth just to keep company. Now, let's understand what is the power of truth. like the power of taking right action. You don't need to fight wars. You just need to speak gently, act clearly, and stand where the truth stands. A soft line, this doesn't feel right, can save a soul. A quiet support to the right person can prevent the pain. Truth is not loud, it is often lonely, but it always protects you from the inner bleeding, the kind no one sees but you feel every day. There are many real examples of the people who have chosen to be with the truth, and they have suffered a lot. I'm not remembering the name of one doctor in Hyderabad. I read somewhere. Mm, he has been jailed for the reason that one incident happened in their hospital where children, I think 55 children were admitted due to some uh, accident, and they needed oxygen. So the hospital authority didn't declared that they don't have the oxygen supply, that much of oxygen supply they don't have. So this doctor, he arranged the uh, from his pocket, he arranged the oxygen cylinder, but it took time. So with that span of time, some of the casualty happened, and later on there was a case filed against that hospital, and they all blamed the doctor. In fact, the doctor saved 40 children. He took a cylinder, oxygen cylinder from his pocket. So truth is, like, you have to, some other way, you have to bear some pain, you have to be courageous without feeling that what will be the consequence of it. So come, let's have some of the reflection. So I would request all to close your eyes. If you can, please close your eyes, sit comfortably, watch your breath. Breath in slowly and breath out deeply. Visualize Bhishma Pitama lying on a bed of arrows, dignified, wise, yet biased by silence. Now imagine yourself. Are there any decision you have avoided? Any truth you didn't support out of fear, loyalty, or conflict? Just give few minutes and think over it. Follow your breath and just give a thought to this. And gently say to yourself, I release myself from this silence. I choose truth. I honor my soul. And just feel this feeling. Take a deep breath. Let peace rise. My dear listeners, even Bhishma Pitama, with all his wisdom, suffered not because he lacked power, but because he did not favor the right person at the right time. You and I too may have made this mistake, but the beauty of life is it gives chances every day to make it right. Let us leave them a legacy of courage, truth, and clarity. Stand for what is right, even if you stand alone. Because truth, in the end, always wins and protects the one who protects it. Uh, as I practice Baj flower, there are remedies which can support this type of feeling where we hesitate to support truth. So, if you want to uh, jot down the name of the Baj flower remedies, I would love to share the remedies name. In fact, Meenu ma'am is also there. Meenu ma'am, please, if I miss out some of the remedies, please help us. Like I think first one is agrimony. Agrimony for those who hide their inner pain behind a smile or a social face, especially helpful if you were trying to stay cheerful outside but broken inside. For this type of feeling, you can have agrimony. This will support you. And the second is century. If you struggle with people pleasing tendency, and this decision was a bold break from that pattern, or if you are not able to say no, for this feeling, you can use century. So the third flower is pine. Pine is for the guilt of self blame. Like every time you have a thought of, did I do the right thing or not? Just blaming yourself after the action or before taking the action. Oh, is it right for me or not? Or is it right for others or not? But this type of feeling, you can have pine. And then the larch. Larch is to build confidence after others walk away. And another flower is walnut. Walnut is from protection from external influence and to stay stable in a major life shift. And then holy. Walnut is also taken when there is a shift of, like, if you are shifting from one environment to another. And then holy. If there was a jealousy feeling, hatred, or deep emotional wounds, in that case, you can take a holy. Meenu ma'am, are you there? Hello.
Yes, I was listening to you.
Yes, ma'am. Meenu, ma'am, anything else we can add here? I think Mumulus also can be added if
Yes,
there is
to
a
count.
fear.
हाँ, fear factor के लिए Mibulus ऐड कर सकते हैं.
हाँ जी
But
मैम.
then, but sometimes you can customize it with Aspen also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Otherwise, it's going great. आप बोलते रहो, it's good.
So I think the thought of this is like truth may cost us uh, comfort, but not choosing the truth cost ourselves lot of pain. Like Bhishma Pitama. So truth heals, truth liberates, truth may hurt, but it never harms. It's my experience. Sometimes it leave you to loneliness also, but you have to be courageous enough to take this action. So the bed of arrows, the cost of not choosing truth, and after sharing the barge flower remedy segment, I think as we have explored this, life often places us at crossroads, comfort over comfort or truth, silence or courage, false peace or authentic alignment. The bed of arrows is not just a metaphor, it is what we lay upon when we betray our inner knowing. The Bajfla remedies we discussed can offer deep support in these difficult times. And but remember one thing, true healing begins when we make a choice to honor our truth, even when it is uncomfortable. So today, I leave you all with a gentle challenge. Is there a truth in our life we have been avoiding? What would happen if you faced it with softness, not force, and stood with it even if others don't? Because when you choose truth, even it is hard, you rise from the bed of arrows and return to the ground of self-respect and peace. So stay anchored with truth. Be kind to your heart. And remember, you are stronger than your fears and braver than your belief. And I would love to affirm here that I would like to have one affirmation here. So that we can get a courage, strength. The affirmation is like that: I am safe to speak my truth. I honor my soul. I walk the path of courage. Can we repeat it 3 times? I am safe to speak my truth. I honor my soul. I walk the path of courage. I am safe to speak my truth. I honor my soul. I walk the path of courage. I am safe to speak my truth. I honor my soul. I walk the path of courage. So, with this thought, I have just correlated it with the remedies of barge flower. Shabana ma'am, Meenu ma'am, thank you so much for giving me this platform. Meenu ma'am, would you like to add more to this?
I would just like to say yes, we definitely need to think deeply about it. That when we are not acknowledging our truth, we are not living entirely. That is definitely we need to think about. So it's a very like it's you poking our mind. That's nice to think what truth are you not facing. Thank you. Yes, Premji, you want to add something?
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very beautiful session, very reassuring session. My reflection is that truth is the highest virtue, definitely, but highest still is truthful living. And sometimes discussion is the better part of better. I'm 67. I'm a polymath. I was a police officer before. I came across so many situations in life which I grappled. What do I do next? Do I do the right thing or do I do the safe thing? So I grappled with this. And I was glad that when I left the police force, I realized I didn't do many things with which I couldn't live without. I lived with a clear conscience. I didn't make money in the police force. So I was so glad I didn't do it. Because once you make that kind of dirty money, you cannot give it back. You are held, you have to hold it. And my generations have to hold it. I was not prepared to do that.
Yeah.
I was prepared to live a life of valor. And when I felt that I was not so popular, I said, okay, it's time to leave. And I left into a better path. Uh, I was licensed to kill. Then I became licensed to heal. So I can live very happily with myself. My basic needs are taken care of. I'm able to help others in many ways. But sometimes, coming to the point of truth, ma'am, when I suggest the obvious, sometimes the patient doesn't take it. The patient says, "No, I know better." So I leave it. I leave it to the patient because they've got their karma. I've got mine. I can only suggest. I cannot implement it without their trespass.
Yes.
My sharing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Can you give from your life experience some more examples or more learning?
You see, in I live in Malaysia,
Yes, sir.
and I'm very much involved in the day-to-day life of Malaysia, the policies, the lives, how it affects everyone.
Yes,
I
sir.
try to observe what counts in the end of the day. How do I understand the safety net here? When I used to lead people last time in encounters, the lives of my men mattered to me. At the end of the encounter, I do not want to visit. I do not want to visit the widow and say, "I'm sorry, we lost." we lost him. I didn't want to do that.
Hmm.
It was very, very heavy task. It's not easy because your mind is everywhere. Bullets are flying, and you are thinking like a man. Maybe our brother Harmeet would like to share his perspective.
Thank you, Pedro. I think the topic itself is so immense and deep rooted. Uh, there was a moment you said truth. I was hearing Gurmeet ji talk about it. The problem in today's time, sitting in 2025, is not the capability to speak truth. The first is the acceptance, is the knowledge of truth. Um, Once you at your own intellect, soul level, understand what's the truth, that's the knowledge. And then comes the second part, is where you uh, accept the truth. And then third is the courage to walk on it. So between the journey of knowing knowledge of truth to the courage on acting on it, it can be a lifetime. And the part where a lot of where you mentioned about Bhishma Pitama, so he had the knowledge, he had the integrity about the truth. He didn't have the courage on the truth, because courage is most of the times uh, nullified by ego. And ego generally stems from attachment, greed. Greed can be not necessarily greed for money. Greed can be where you feel, in his case, was the greed to have, he didn't want to ruffle the ecosystem. He wanted everything to be, status quo. Because what happens is truth is not about a comfort zone. Right? Truth is about the burning down of illusions. Now, when you in today's time or from centuries, human beings have predominantly not wanted to be facing the truth, because truth, more than the outer, requires your inner illusion to break down. Because unless and until you don't burn your inner illusions about what's the reality of life, your capability to understand the outer is zero. And the inner demons are the ones that you fight. So what happens is you're always looking at a comfort zone. You're looking at it's like, okay, you know what? मैं अगर भटूरे खा लूंगा तो मैं मोटे नहीं होऊंगा, मेरा पेट नहीं निकलेगा. उनका निकल गया, मेरा नहीं निकलेगा. You sell yourself the idea that I will somehow not be touched by the hands of destiny or karma in that perspective. But the point is, you're just prolonging what is inevitable, if not today, but tomorrow. It's eventually going to come on your door. If not today, tomorrow. So the quicker you realize the truth, but then the part where I also would also say is the instance you talked about, the Hyderabad case, where we are also pragmatic human beings. हम ना माया जाल में भी हैं. So one has to also be very conscious of the fact that the pursuit of truth is not necessarily letting go of your senses of how to actually tackle it, because you got to still be worldly wise. It's not that you should not put in the truth. You should also have the capability to, have that exactly. It's like Premji's, in Premji's parlance, I would say, if you have a gun in your hand as a paramilitary, military, or a policeman, it's not about shooting the gun. It's knowing when not to shoot the gun. The responsibility of the gun is not in the capability to shoot. It's in the capability to know when not to take it out and when not to shoot. So the responsibility is not your capability to shoot. It's the capability not to shoot.
Yes, sir. And even where to just show the gun. Okay, if I have this,
Ma'am, I'm also in the defense business, so we have a very clear understanding in our business. Never take your gun out unless and until you want to shoot all the bullets.
Yes, sir.
I don't know Premji would agree with that or not, but you'll never take your gun out unless you really mean to use it.
Okay.
So so that's my two bit, I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
I would say, thank you, Gurmeet. You covered such a valid, means important topic, I think. But sometimes you are also not clear about the pathway. I think I thought it just come at a time when I think I know, there are truths that we need to accept it. So acceptance come easier than, right, like really going out and pointing to people. Like that doesn't
Mhm.
come naturally.
Actually.
Like to me, it doesn't come naturally. So, yeah, so I think, and also you don't know, like, oh, what should be, what is the exact action you should take or something. But
Mm.
I think it made me think, and I think I will also try.
And
Okay.
sir has taken notice to that point now कि कई बार हम अपने ईगो के कारण
Hmm.
ये हम पीछे खड़े हो जाते हैं. So it happens like that. बहुत सारे reasons हैं.
No, we give reasons like what, okay, whatever. If the other person has done, it's like, as Prevji also said, it is their karma left.
Yes,
And
बहुत
like
सारे
you do
reasons.
your work.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you definitely give yourself a lot of reason why, not addressing it on the forefront is okay.
Yes.
Mm.
कई बार डिप्लोमेटिकली भी कुछ चीजों को कुछ लोग कर लेते हैं. At the situation, they play diplomatic role and they do the action.
Yes.
Mhm. I'm
Raj,
just reading one example here.
okay, yeah. Please go ahead.
Please. No, there's
Yeah,
just search one example. Please go on, please.
I think Rajvin wants to share. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, very good sharing by Gurmeet. Yeah.
Thank you,
Um,
Rajvi.
today, I actually like this topic, and I like your topic, which you previously about health and women's health. Yeah, I think you talked about women's health in this platform, and surprisingly, I went to the gynecologist today, and she said, speak the truth to me. What are you facing? Speak the truth to me. Don't because if you speak to Punjabi parents, Punjabi parents will say, "Chup karo, uh, chup karo, drama band karo." So I know I went to the only persons are like my parents and my caregivers, and my hypnotherapists are my confiders. So today I was surprised that all my things were all my things were clear. Uterus was clear, uh, kidneys were clear, and little bit of endometriosis on the inside of cyst, like water cyst inside of the ovaries. So I would say, you know, it's just that I have to actually, and he said to control the cortisol level. Cortisol level is very high in not only me, in average woman in India. I'm sure it's very very high because we tend to feel fearful, right? Fearful when whether or not we are going to say the right thing or not. Uh,
more like I'm not fearful anymore, but occasionally I have the feeling that, despite hypnotherapy, occasionally I have the feeling that log kya kahenge, that kind of thing. So yeah, so it's like very, very good sharing. And I
Thank you,
think
Rosie.
girls should be able to uh, parents should let girls or guys share their feelings openly, not keep it inside like a ball. And like me, I just keep it inside like a. Sometimes until 2 days ago, the pain was so sharp. Then I had to go and get the reassurance. Otherwise, parents will say nothing wrong with you. You're simply making drama. And when we speak, um, the as your topic speaks today, the arrow, people, when we speak, the right thing, people don't like it. People just shoot the arrow onto us, right? People don't say, people don't people don't value certain negative people who won't value. That's why we need to have peace conversations and this kind of topics. So thank you for sharing, Gurmeet. Thank you.
Imagine. Thank you.
Actually, there was a thought inside my mind whenever I used to think about Bhishma Pitama, because I admire the character Bhishma Pitama. But कभी मुझे ऐसे सोच आती थी कि such a wise person, devoted and loyal, brave, why he was like his life ended like this. मुझे ये सोच आई कि वो जो एरोज थे वो बेसिकली वो डिसीजंस जो उन्हें राइट टाइम पे नहीं लिए, वो वही एरोज थे। और उस समय ऐसे डिपिक्ट किया गया कि वो जैसे हम टीवी में अगर देखते हैं तो एरोज दिखे हमें कि वो एरोज, बेड ऑफ एरोज हैं जिस पे भीष्म पितामह लेटे हुए हैं और वो चुभ रहा है और धीरे धीरे वहां से वो उनका जो ब्लड है वो रिस रहा है, गिर रहा है, वो पेन वो महसूस कर रहे हैं। और वो पेन वो क्या है, जो जो डिसीजंस उन्होंने नहीं लिए थे, राइट डिसीजंस, जिसकी वजह से दूसरों को पेन हुआ था। दो ही वॉज ऑल्सो इन पेन एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो, बट उसी का रिफ्लेक्शन उनकी लास्ट ब्रेथ तक चलता रहा। तो आई वुड like to say that
That's
I
so
don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, or I am not targeting someone, but really I would like to say that कुछ ऐसा circumstances कुछ ऐसे होते हैं या ऐसा कुछ situation होता है तो हमें बोलने का तरीका हम चेंज कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारे आजकल हमें we are so equipped with the knowledge and with lot of learned persons जिनसे हमें गाइडेंस मिल सकती है कि हाउ टू कीप दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ द person, or how to keep the matter on the table. It's just a like कैसे प्लेट में करेला भी रखना है। आई थिंक लाइक ये टेक्निक हमें आनी चाहिए। जो
Awesome.
Can I
Such
come in on? Can I come in on that one, Shabana ji?
yes, yes.
I have a point. And don't take it as a contrarian. It's just my idea. I fully endorse what
yes,
you're saying.
yes, please.
And but मैम क्या होता है? Everyone on this platform, आप हैं, प्रेम जी हैं, राजवीन हैं, शबाना जी हैं. Everybody is a very different individual. Everybody comes with a certain ethos, personality, and the way they have lived their life and the way they approach. Now, for example, मैं बड़ा hypothetical बात बोलूं तो I consider myself a monk with a sword. Yeah. तो मुझे कर्म भी करना है और मेरा spiritual भी है. So my way of putting the truth on the table is going to be more profound, more direct, more
Yeah.
bordering polite, but it can be also very straight in the face. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because probably I carry that aura. So if I go too mild, it's not in my nature as a personality. So for me, destiny or the karmic capabilities, the people that I will confront are the people who are actually going to bow down to that way of truth, the way I put it. People
Yes.
who would rather take it in a more sublime way, more easier way, would probably come to somebody in destiny, to somebody who would put it, because वो लाइफ आपको उनको लेके वहीं जाएगी जो बहुत मेलो तरीके से प्यार से, जैसे आपने बोला कि करेला भी डाल देंगे.
Yeah.
तो आप देखोगे टीचर्स बड़े सारे टाइप के होते हैं. एक होता है जो डंडा लेके भी भगाता है, मारता है, वो उससे भी स्टूडेंट बड़ा अच्छा निकलता है. और एक, जैसे मैं जब छोटा था तो मैं क्रिकेट खेलता था, मैं कोचिंग जाता था, तो अगर हम बॉल मिस कर दें तो ठंड में बल्ले को पानी में डाल के हमारे हथेली पे मारा जाता था. हम उसको बुरा नहीं मानते थे. तो वो भी एक तरीका था. तो पॉइंट क्या होता है, देयर इज सिंपली नो कमोडिफिकेशन ऑफ द वे वन कैन अप्रोच लाइफ, इन माय ओपिनियन. मतलब while I agree and I really respect from the point you're coming, is sometimes, put it very politely, but कुछ लोग ना politely समझते नहीं. It has to be hammered.
Yeah.
और जब जो, तो अब जैसे मेरे जैसे आदमी के सामने आते ही वही हैं जिनकी ना गर्दन पकड़ के, बाल पकड़ के ना हिलाना पड़ता है उनको, और कोई तरीका नहीं है.
Yes.
एंड और जैसे प्रेम जी ने बोला, जब मैं वो करता हूं तो मैंने अपना कर्म कर दिया. बिकॉज इन what happens is that the dance of spirituality in life is multidimensional. It's non-linear. It's, so while what we are covering right now is one aspect of the plane, the multi levels in it, for the simple reason, if you see somebody whose God is trying to reach out, he will send somebody like you, me, or Premji, or Shabanaji, or to tell the truth. Now,
Yeah.
we've said the truth. We gave him, not because we came him, we were like a messenger. We all have messengers. It could be a father, it could be a brother, sibling, or whatever. Truth comes in front of you. If you are not in the position to be knowledgeable to accept the truth, you've lost the plot. Then it's not on the person who is running the truth on you. It's on you that you got the opportunity at that point of time to open the window. And
Yes, sir.
not accepting the truth is not a punishment. It's a karmic, which just enhances and lengthens your road towards where you have to reach. तो आज जो आपने करना था नहीं होगा, वो 5 साल बाद होगा. पनिशमेंट नहीं है वो, आपकी लर्निंग कर्व एक्सटेंड हो जाती है. तो वो विंडोज आती हैं, उस विंडो में आप आ गए, मैं आ गया, कोई भी आ गया, वो हमारे को सच बताता है. हम अगर हमारे आंखों पे और दिल दिमाग पे पर्दे डले हुए हैं जिसमें हम समझ नहीं पाएंगे, तो हम उसको कहते हैं, वो ईगो का पार्ट है. हम कहते हैं यार ये तो पता नहीं क्या बोल रहा है. तो चाहे आप माइल्डली बोलो उसको, चाहे आप हार्शली बोलोगे, वो चीज उसके अगर नहीं समझनी तो नहीं समझनी.
Yes.
तो I think that's my parallel view on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
इसी पॉइंट पे मुझे ऐसे दिमाग में आ रहा है तो आई थिंक मैं बोल देती हूँ.
Please.
गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब जी ने इसीलिए मीरी और पीरी की तलवार, आपने गुरुद्वारों में देखा होगा कि जहाँ हम मत्था टेकते हैं ना, वहां पे ऐसे 2 तलवार रखी हुई
दो
होती
तलवारें होती हैं.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Miri and Piri. Like अगर प्यार से कोई बात समझ रहा है तो अच्छी बात है. Otherwise, you pick up the sword.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why it is said the monk with the sword.
Yeah.
You become the monk, and when the monk part is not acceptable, then you pick up the sword.
Yeah.
But then there are lesson of non-violence as well.
Yes.
वही मैंने कहा ना, there's so many layers into life that looking at life from one linear perspective is extremely
Yeah.
not possible, because this is what we generally call the cosmic dance of spirituality. It's just at so many layers.
Yeah.
Life is not linear, not in one. It is playing out at so many levels that you think you've seen one level, but there are zillions of levels which are operating. So you're never fulfilled in terms of your journey.
Yes. Yeah. So, Shabana ji?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gurmeet ji. You had a very thought-provoking session.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for sharing that. And thank you, everyone. So we can
Thank you,
wrap it up
everyone.
and
Yeah.
see you all tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank